Welcome to the Spiritual Warrior Coach podcast. This is a sacred space where healing begins, intuition awakens, and your spirit remembers its power. I'm your host, Barbara Savin, author, energy healing specialist, hypnotherapist, and spiritual life coach. For over 35 years, I've guided thousands of souls to protect their energy, trust their intuition, and step into their most empowered self. I invite you to join me for heartfelt conversations, spiritual insights, and gentle practices that nurture your soul and inspire your daily life. And together, we'll explore how to rise above negativity, trust your inner wisdom, and embrace the truth of who you are, a divine, radiant being of love and strength. So take a breath, settle in, and know you are not alone on this journey. You are loved. You are supported, and you are more powerful than you've ever been told. So let's rise together and join me now as your host. So welcome to the Spiritual Warrior Coach podcast. I'm your host, Barbara Savin, and for decades, I've been walking alongside others as an energy healer, intuitive guide, and gentle teacher, helping them remember their inner wisdom and protect their precious energy. And this podcast is a sacred, heart-centered space where we can explore intuition, healing, and soulful living so you can feel supported, aligned, and deeply connected to who you truly are. And today, I am delighted to welcome Tabatha DeBruyn, a transformational breath master who works at the powerful intersection of neuroscience, energetics, and conscious breath. And Tabatha is one of only a few certified 9D somatic breath practitioners worldwide, and she has guided thousands of people through deeply immersive breath journeys designed to awaken, to heal, and to transform from the inside out. And her work supports mental, emotional, and physical well-being, all beginning with something we often take for granted, a single breath. And through her signature TAB method, transform, align, breathe, Tabatha helps individuals reprogram the subconscious mind, regulate the nervous system, and reconnect with confidence, clarity, and purpose. And her approach turns every inhale and exhale into an act of self-healing, self-trust, and alignment, one conscious breath at a time. I am so honored that you're here with me today. Welcome. How are you today?
Oh, Barbara, thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. And it really is a pleasure to be in your energy and to share with you and your listeners.
Oh, thank you. So, God, a worldwide breath master. Can you share your personal journey? Like what actually led you to transformational breath work, and how did breathing first change your life? A breath that you take every single day that we take for granted.
I believe when the student is ready, the teacher comes. Everything unfolded perfectly, but it has been a windy journey. I was a high school teacher for 15 years and loved empowering teens to know what was possible in their life. And I was a mom myself, and I was capped in my teaching salary. As much as I loved teaching, when you have that niggle, I knew I was destined to have a bigger voice, as much as I think teachers have an incredibly impactful voice. And I wanted to travel the world with my kids, and I couldn't do that on a teaching salary. So I, alongside teaching, stepped into entrepreneurship in the health and wellness realm. And it was so aligned. I loved every minute of it. It grew me. It was like it took the lid off the box and showed me what else was possible. And I built a multi-million-dollar global business online while teaching and raising the kids. And at the time, caring for my mom, who was quite ill, which is an important part of my journey. So I left the classroom, not because I had to, but I just I wanted to explore and I wanted to go back to school. So I got into coaching and entrepreneurship, and I was coaching other startup entrepreneurs. And I would see these people in front of me, and I bet you feel the same way. And I would be like, if I could take my eyeballs out of my head and put them into you, you would be flying through and really embracing what you're capable of. But there was so much self-doubt and fear and limiting beliefs, and whether it's ego or whether it was just giving the power away to other people. So I went to school for metaphysical psychology. And then I still came across that block in that conscious brain. And I went back to school and studied in the UK as a rapid transformational hypnotic therapist, and still doing the mom thing, doing the entrepreneurship thing, being a wife, and caring for my mom. I really feel I had 10 extra years with my mom. They brought us all in. It was really dire there. It was quick. And they really said that, like, you've got limited time. Caused anxiety, PTSD, and burnout in my extended family. Now, I had a treasure trove of tools that I felt I was tapping into. And every conversation that I was so blessed to have with my mom, nothing was left unsaid because tomorrow was never promised. So I will always be so grateful for that. When she passed at 68 years old, so quite young, I knew I would grieve. I knew I would, and I've helped so many through loss and grief, but I didn't know the depth of which I would grieve until I was fine when I was with everybody, but when I was all by myself, I started having panic attacks. I had insomnia. My hands were going numb. I had heart palpitation. And what I was in was functional depression. And I thought, how I can't tell anybody. I'm the person people come to when they want support. But that's when I found somatic, active, conscious, connected breath work with Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly is the founder of Breath Masters, where I was certified, and the founder of 9D Breathwork. When I came across his energy, his technique, and everything that was included in this modality, it felt very much aligned, but very different than any other breathwork or meditation I'd ever done. And so I went all in. On the other side of a 90-minute somatic breathwork session, I had extraordinary peace in my body. My nervous system was regulated for the first time in a very long time. It was so normal to be dysregulated, I didn't realize. But I had what I feel is a non-ordinary state where I was able to talk with my mom and understand that everything had unfolded perfectly. And I was able to let go of anger that I had no conscious awareness of, disappointment, sadness, and the idea of resentment with sacrifice. All of that was in my subconscious. And through this somatic breathwork journey, I was able to not have to talk about it, didn't have to relive it from a very detached place. I was allowing this to come up and out of the body. And on the other side, I thought, I feel at peace, expansive. I feel more clarity about my purpose in the world. And I chose the very next day to commit the rest of my life to mastering somatic breathwork to be able to take people's transformation to a whole new level. And that's how I found it.
Wow, what an amazing story. It's amazing how certain things help us realize what it is that how we need to help ourselves heal. And yeah, going through all that with your mom, and I can truly understand that because I went through the same with both my parents. My father had Alzheimer's, and my mother had dementia, and it was not easy. And if it weren't for me doing healing on myself, uh, emotionally and mentally, probably would have held on to a lot of anger and frustration for everything that I was going through with them. But it's amazing how when we finally make the choice to release what's inside of us is when we can truly heal.
Yes, that's what I felt. And now I pass that forward for so many different reasons with different kinds of people, from kids all the way up, all over the world.
Wow, it's amazing. Let me ask you, your work at the intersection of neuroscience, energetics, and breath, how do actually these three come together to create deep and lasting transformation?
The first thing I start with is a breath pattern that can help the body feel at ease, help it feel safe. Because when the body, the physiology is safe, then the mind works better.
Mhm.
So, what I like to do is just really bring it back to the basics. When somebody is chronically in fight, flight, freeze, which is what most of humanity is in right now, unless they become aware of their breath. And that's why I'm so grateful for the opportunity to share these tools, because we have breath with us at all times, and it can be a superpower, and it's free. It doesn't cost you anything, but you must become aware of how to breathe in order to feel a certain way. So if you find yourself reacting as opposed to aligned response, if you find that you are aggravated, the cortisol is up, frustrated, then likely you are in that chronic fight, flight, freeze. So, what I would invite all of your listeners and yourself to do right now, even if you're driving, this is safe. I would love for you to just notice how you're breathing. Don't judge it at all, because there's a different breath pattern, different kind of breathing to feel a different way in the body. But I'm going to bring your awareness around so it can actually work for you. So, do you notice when you breathe, do you breathe through your nose or do you breathe through your mouth? Do you breathe into your chest or do you breathe into your belly? When you breathe, do you breathe longer on the inhale or longer on the exhale? However you breathe, it's all good. What do you notice when you breathe?
I breathe well, as a hypnotherapist, I breathe to the stomach. I
Wonderful.
could feel that breath. And then as I exhale, I do exhale a little longer than the inhale. Um, and I definitely feel, I know for myself, when I get a little stressed, I tell myself, Barbara, just breathe, just breathe.
And I would really invite people to bring the word breath into their vocabulary more often. Just breathe. Shall we all just take a breath? When was the last time you just took a breath? So, most people breathe in and out through their mouth. Most people breathe into the chest as opposed to pushing it down into the belly and allowing that air to inflate the diaphragm. And most people bring their shoulders up when they breathe, and most people bring their abs in when they breathe. That's fine if you want to be uber focused. If you want to get a lot of blood flow to your muscles, if you want to get things done very, very quickly, if you want to stay in one line as opposed to being very, very creative, there's a time and a place for it. If somebody comes up behind you and they startle you, you breathe in through your mouth, big long inhale, shoulders kind of come up. You might even feel a little bit lightheaded in your brain because the blood flow went away from the brain and went into the big muscles in the body so that you could use that energy and get away. Heart rate went up, blood pressure went up. But if you're there most of the day and your blood pressure's up and your heart rate's up and you don't have a lot of blood flow to that prefrontal cortex, you get exhausted. You get brain fog. Your hands go numb.
Mhm.
So I teach people how to feel safe in the body and how to get out of fight, flight, freeze into rest, digest, and heal. And you have also been trained by breathing in through the nose, deep into the belly, like you're inflating a balloon, and then breathing longer through the mouth, longer on the exhale. If we could all just try that, no matter where you are, you will feel so grounded. In 3, 2, 1, take a deep breath in through the nose, into the belly, and breathe out like you're breathing through a straw, longer on the exhale. Heart rate went down, blood pressure went down, and you've got more blood to the brain. So you're smarter. You can respond rather than react, and you can have clarity and you can be creative as well. So that's just 2 breath patterns to know if you want to be really active and focused, you breathe in through the mouth, longer on the inhale, shorter on the exhale. You want to turn those lights down if you've been there too long. You want to bring it back into the parasympathetic, into the nose, long on the inhale and longer on the exhale.
Exhale. It truly works. I know for myself. I mean, this is going back when just quickly 9/11, we were all caught up in that back east. And I remember watching it on television. My two were in the building, so there was another whole situation. But if I didn't become conscious of my breathing at that moment and really try to relax myself, I feel I probably would have had a heart attack because of the stress. And it's amazing how we take for granted our breath, because our breath is our life force energy. And people do not realize that when we breathe, the nervous system, as you mentioned, actually allows itself to calm itself down. And do you find that a lot of people they're not consciously aware of it?
Most people are not. And once they become aware of it, they're like, I always bring my belly in. How do you actually get your body to inflate into the diaphragm? And it's just a few tweaks, bringing your awareness to that. But I like to think of, if you bring the air in, it's got to go somewhere. It wouldn't be kept in the rib cage.
Right.
You want to push it down and inflate that belly. And with practice, just like all breath, it becomes automated, but it becomes automated where you can be in rest, digest, and heal and balanced, as opposed to fight, flight, freeze.
And let me say, it truly works. And firsthand, again, if I'm stressed or I get a little out of sorts, I tell myself, Barbara, be more conscious of your breathing. And it amazes me. Well, it does. I mean, it actually feels so different. It calms me down and it brings me back in the present moment, I want to say.
Very good. And when we're in the present moment,
Mhm.
not ruminating about the past, and we're not fretting about the what ifs in the future, and
Mhm.
enjoy life, and you can become much more aware. And this is why breath can make a big difference when you're tapping into your intuition and your gifts.
Mhm. Now, I know you are just, there's a very few of 9D somatic breathwork practitioners worldwide. So for someone new to this work, um, what makes 9D breathwork so unique than anything else?
Thank you for asking. Yes, right now there are about 1,000 of us worldwide in 80 countries, but it is a movement. People are starting to see the results. People are starting to realize this really can be a modality that can be into with rapid results. So 9D,
Excuse me.
9 dimensions of sound. So it's breath and it's soundscape, but it's also physiology and psychology. So first we use a breath pattern in order to have the body move into a particular state. Almost all of our journeys, and we have them 5 minutes long, 15 minutes long, 2 hours long. The average somatic breathwork journey is about an hour. We start by downregulating, creating safety in the body. Then we activate. Not all of them are activating because different people with different contraindications, we don't want to take them into that active breathing, but breath work is very safe. With a trusted facilitator who can teach you the breath patterns and watch you, it can make a world of difference. But breath is the first part. There are 8 other dimensions that we bring into 9D breath work. And as a hypnotherapist, I'm sure you're quite aware of many of them. The first would be we use music. Music evokes emotion. When somebody has had ruminating thoughts or belief patterns that are locked in with emotions, they tend to have those deeper grooves. So when we use music, create that emotion in the body, we can start to untangle some of those limiting beliefs or empower some of those really, really positive beliefs. We use different frequencies in music. We use 432 hertz mostly, but we'll use different frequencies to create different feelings to let go of certain things in the body. Because I work with breathing through grief and loss, I work with building confidence, I work with addictions, I work with deep trauma. Some of it they're aware of, some of it they're not aware of, and some of it is even generational that can be passed on. So we also use binaural beats. They're particular beats that sometimes the ears, and you can pick them up, sometimes you can't, but they slow down the brain waves. Many people that I work with in today's frenetic society, they struggle dropping into meditation. Now, meditation, but for some that just have a very busy mind, the breath changes the physiology, changes the way the brain works. Then the frequencies, the music, the binaural beats, the hypnotic suggestion, the guided coaching. There are 8 other layers in this exquisite soundscape that create a pattern within the body to be able to unlock what's no longer serving, bring that emotion or that feeling, take some of that energy out of the body, and then on the other side of it, lock in those powerful, positive, whether it be affirmations and new belief systems and a safe feeling in the body, so that people make aligned decisions and take aligned action to net incredible results in their life. So some people will say it's like magic. Tab, I did one session and it's like, and I'm all for all kinds of therapy, but this can be a great addition. And they've said it's like 10 years of therapy. I've never felt this good in my body. Like grip is no longer, or grief is no longer gripping me. It's allowed me some space for expansion, and so many more testimonials.
But do you feel that sometimes um, because you're bringing up so much, um, are most people able to handle what is actually happening to them?
They can. I am trauma informed as well as a
Okay.
facilitator. If anybody is ever interested in this work, if you go to my website, I offer a 30-minute complimentary session so that I can help you find the breath patterns that are best for your body and your situation, the somatic journey that I believe would be best, and for me to set the intentions and hold the space for whatever situation somebody might be in. But I do these group sessions online and in person. I have had ballrooms of over 500 people in Las Vegas, and the body wisdom will let go of what you're ready to let go of.
Let go of.
And it is like a detached witness. Now, when you do come out of it, to integrate and work with somebody as you're continuing to unpack it is really important. But yes, people on the other side of these sessions, they're like, I'm not even sure why I was crying, but it's like years of crying that needed to come out of my body. And I don't feel like I need to hold on to that weight. I was just working with a young man. He's just recently divorced. They've been together for 16 years, and he really had an incredible somatic release on the other side of it and had never done anything like this before, had done talk therapy. He came out and he said, when I came in, and he was fit to be tied, you can see it in someone, you can feel it in them. And he said, on the other side of that, I realized this 1,000-pound weight that I was carrying wasn't something I needed to carry anymore. Yeah.
It's important that we allow ourselves to heal. I always say if if you do not make the change, nothing will change. And what's happened yesterday, we cannot change it in any way. Hopefully, we learn by it and then allow ourselves to heal whatever it is that we need to heal, and then just move forward and be more present so that we're not worrying about all the coulda, shoulda, wouldas that has happened in the past, which is really I mean, it's not useless, but it weighs down our energy.
It does. And from a neuroscience point of view, what we think about over and over again that is amplified with emotion programs the reticular activating system, the filter in the brain that causes you to put more of that awareness into your conscious mind. So it goes and it proves it and finds more to be worried about. So if you can take that pause, take that breath, and in this moment, find a way to feel safe and to reach for a more positive thought, you will program that reticular activating system to find more things in your life and more opportunities to be positive about. Yeah, it's neuroscience as well as energetics. But you're right, the world needs this work more now than ever. So thank you for giving
Yeah.
a voice to this work.
Oh, my pleasure. And I understand that, believe me, because I see what goes on with just a lot of the clients that I see, and of course, the world is in a little chaos right now. And so it's important for us to take that time for us to be more grounded and centered and balanced so that our energy we give more positive energy rather than that negative energy because we need more positivity without a doubt.
We need more light.
Yes, a lot more light.
So
Now,
it can really help
let,
your mind
oh,
get better.
oh, go
Sorry.
ahead. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
It can help your body move
Mhm.
there energetically and your mind will follow. So it helps. It helps.
Well, that's why for myself, I always, when I wake up in the morning, I'm grateful, I'm positive, so that I start my day like that. Of course, things happen during the course of the day that, get you a little off balance, but then there's the choice. You can allow it to keep you off balance or take that time to just sit back in silence and to breathe and then come back into yourself. So it's so important, believe me. And I appreciate everything that you do here. It's more people need to know about you, and that's why I asked you to come on this podcast. But I want to ask you, I know you have a program called TAB Method, Transform, Align, and Breathe. Uh, can you walk us through like maybe each step and how it supports real life change?
The TAB method, transform, align, breathe, is simply using a breath pattern to change the state in the body, to be able to move into a better thought, and then tap into the power of 95% of our brain power, the subconscious mind, and to be able to do that in a conscious way. And I have a program called From Burnout to Brilliance, and it teaches different breath patterns, a mindset tip that would be super powerful and so simple to pull out in just daily real life. But then we go through a 9D breathwork practice to help automate that breathwork. And then we do a 9D breathwork meditation that anchors it all in. And it's all self-paced. But essentially, in order for great transformation, we want to change the state in the body. We want to change the state in the mind. We want to alter the psychology to be in its most powerful, positive way and let go of what no longer serves us in the subconscious and lock that in so that we're aligned taking action and we get to see the results in our 3D reality.
How many sessions do you feel the average person may need to, for this to actually truly heal themselves?
What I'm going to say is one session is going
Oh,
to make a remarkable difference. But just like if you're really dirty and you have a shower, you get really clean and then
mhm,
get dirty again because we're in this human existence. We're
mhm.
experiencing things. We're going to become dysregulated. We're peeling back the onion. We are evolving. So that next layer of transformation is always there. I would say try one session and you'll know it'll become part of your hygiene. It'll become part of your self-care. And that might be a 5-minute breathwork practice first thing in the morning. It might be just knowing how to take one breath in the middle of the day to get out of fight or flight, go into rest and digest, come into a more aligned state because we regulate each other's nervous systems.
Mhm.
When you really take that seriously, wow, when I feel good, just by breathing, I can help someone else feel better. So I would say one session, you're going to see a difference. But I would love to see people put this into a daily awareness and then a somatic journey. I offer them every Tuesday night at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time online. You just need a place to breathe, your headphones, maybe, yeah, that's all you need, and an open mind and the ability to know you're worthy of
Mhm.
even greater healing. Yeah, that's not a really definitive answer, but I would say
No, I understand, believe me, because yeah, everyone has so many different layers. I know I'm still healing at this age. M- More needs to be shed. And we need to understand that in order to really heal on all levels, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, we have to let go of things that no longer serve its purpose.
so. I would say healing is a big part of what I do, probably in every session. But then I move people to stabilization, where
Mhm.
you just feel good. Like you don't feel all the time like I've got to continue healing. It's not on the forefront. And then we go into optimization. And I wish that my ideal client came to me because they're like, Tab, I feel amazing. Let's take this to the next level. But quite often they are struggling, and
Mhm.
it can be the safe place to take the walls down. They don't have to talk. I am, of course, there for integration and to support them, but they can breathe through it, let the wisdom of the body do the work so they can get into a better feeling place. And so they can live their life in a more joyful state.
In the state. So I know most of my listeners are empaths and they're highly sensitive individuals. How can breath work help them regulate like their emotions or protect their energy so that they can feel more grounded?
First of all, just knowing how to use your breath and the science, the biology, the physiology of it, understanding, and the neuroscience. So mentioned earlier that sometimes we want to be in fight, flight, freeze. And when you actively, now I wouldn't recommend you do this if you're driving right now, but when you consciously, actively breathe, which is longer on the inhale and shorter on the exhale, in through the mouth, out through the mouth. So it looks and sounds like this, like a belly breath, and then a chest breath. Relax and let go. You probably, even in those 4 breaths, you feel the heat, you feel the energy, you feel the oxygen going through the body. That's activating. And then you also probably felt a little lightheaded in the brain. That's a phenomenon called transient hypofrontality. We've limited the blood flow to the prefrontal cortex for a short amount of time, which opens up the power of the subconscious mind. So if you're looking to lock in and really open up to your intuitive gifts, I would say you want to know how to downregulate. You want it so you can be there for clients, so that you can be there for those you care about, so you can feel safe in your own body. But you want to know how to activate as well, so you can get into the next layer of gifts and talents and ability to manifest. But then you want to turn the lights down again. You don't want to stay in that active area too long, or you get burnt out.
Interesting. So, what are some common blocks or maybe some misconceptions that people have around breath work, that you love to gently, clear up for them, you could say? Because I know when I mention to my clients, breathe, breathe, and they say, oh, just, it's like, because it's something so simple, they feel it's not going to help them.
That's that's the biggest misconception. I breathe all the time. Why would I need a
Yeah, exactly. I know.
when they
Uh-huh.
realize that there are different ways to breathe to feel different in the body. So my question would be, how do you feel right now in your body? And quite often people don't feel great in their body.
Mhm.
And I teach them one breath pattern and they feel different in their body. Many people come and they're frustrated and they're stuck and they are mad at themselves for, the habits that they've created and the things they can't let go of. And so that's in the psychology, both in the beta, in the conscious mind, but also in the subconscious mind. And when I say we can extract that so you don't have to hold that and you can feel a sense of freedom on the other side of that, are you willing to try? And the moment I get a set of headphones on them, even for 7 minutes, and I'm going to leave this for your listeners as well, a 7-minute cinematic trailer letting them feel what happens in each dimension of sound and breath with 9D breath work. On the other side of that 7 minutes, they're like, oh, it's more than just what I do automatically all the time.
So, what are some of the challenges that people come to see you for, for the breath work?
Most people that I work with feel stuck where they are, and they know deep down they were destined for more. There's a lot of limiting beliefs about whether they can, a lot of lack of worthiness, a lot of trauma, a lot of breathing through grief and loss. Definitely is, and loss of all sorts, a person, a pet, an identity, a relationship, a job, even where they grew up. So there's so many layers to that, but I have an entire library and I curate personally for people with all different situations in their life. But overarching, what I do is I take people from where they are and how they're feeling. And I say, if fear was not an issue and I had a magic wand and we could help you feel a particular way, how would you want to feel? And then I curate a journey. And I do work from an intuitive sense as well and ask the questions to find out just some of those blocks. And then once you're in there, we can peel back the onion. The breath is the power, the breath unlocks the wisdom. And then on the other side of it, they have the clarity, they have the confidence and the energy to start to take the actions with new thought patterns, and then they see greater results very, very rapidly. A lot of people come with money mindset, a lot of fears around all kinds of things. And I get to be a safe place for them to come. We can untangle them. We can bring them to light so they don't have the power over you any longer. We can literally let them go physically and psychologically, and then empower them.
So, is a lot of this done online?
I do it all over the world online.
Oh, you
So
do? Okay.
I do online, but I do have a home studio and I work with clinics and I work with a lot of corporates, corporations and companies. But yeah, a lot of it is done online. Just a set of headphones and a computer screen or a phone.
Oh,
Comfortable.
I may have a few clients for you.
Uh,
I mean, I have one gal that just lives in the past of abuse, and so everything to her is rejection. And no matter how you try to turn it and change it, I sometimes wonder if she's willing to change. Do you find that the majority of them are willing to actually change? Because I know sometimes I think they're so familiar with it that they want to stay stuck in it.
Many do fight for their limitations.
Hmm.
I try to explain, and I'm sure you do as well. That's the ego keeping you in the familiar. I
Hmm.
want to take you to a place that is safe and to somewhere new. And a big mentor of mine is Robin Sharma, and he said, anything in the beginning is uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable, but you're safe and I've got you.
Hmm.
And it's been proven over and over again. And then in the middle, it gets a bit messy. In the middle of a somatic breathwork journey, it can be messy, but I think it's beautiful because it's actually surrendering to the wisdom of the body to let go of what you don't need to hold on to anymore. On the other side, it's going to be gorgeous. And I've got you.
Hmm.
So but many do want to fight for their limitations. And that's why when you change the state in the body and you change the state in the brain, then they don't have, because they're not in their conscious monkey mind,
Monkey
ruminating
mind.
thoughts that are holding them there. And we've
Hmm.
let the ego just be a little softer. We've parked the ego in the passenger seat. I do find that it is a great modality for those that are feeling stuck.
Oh, good. Then that's very good to know. Believe me, I have one gal that, oh, I, at one point you say to yourself, I truly, I want to help you, but you're not willing to let go of things that no longer serve your purpose. And I look at her and it actually breaks my heart to see this because I know that she's capable of doing so much and being so much, but yet she's stuck in the, abusive parents. And mind you, they're gone many, many years, but she's still in that pattern. And no matter hypnosis, energy work, positive affirmations, for some reason, it's still, she's not willing to let go. So that's why I was asking if this is something that I know in my heart this would really help her.
I really do believe it can. We have one journey, it's called Healing the Mother Wound. And it can be for mothers as well
Mhm.
as those of us who have had known trauma with mothers or generational trauma in the female lineage, and more than just that. But we have another journey, it's called Healing the Five Primary Trauma Imprints, and it's so many more. So that's why having that 30-minute consultation. And that way I also get to feel, are they going to lean in?
Yeah, yeah,
Because I want to work with people who do want to
I do
see
want to.
difference on the other side. I will be patient. I will meet them where they're at. And if that's a 5-minute down regulation breath work strategy for now, that's totally fine because there's a place for different people to come into at different times. Yeah.
Okay. Are you on the same time zone as California? I'm just curious.
No, I'm on Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, Eastern. Okay, so this way I'll keep that in mind. Oh, this is some conversation. Where can my listeners get a hold of you?
If you go to Tabatha.online, that's my website, and that's where you can book a complimentary 30-minute call if you'd like, or ask any questions. But I will also, if you sign up there, you will get a 7-minute trailer, and it's like listening to a movie while you're learning about 9D breath work, and you get to feel what it feels like in the body. A 5-minute 9D breathwork reset that can be used by anyone in the family. They call me the secret weapon for high achievers and their families. Because once somebody feels this, they're like, oh, I would love for you to work with my mom, or could you work with my son or my daughter or my husband? But you could share this with your family. A 5-minute breathwork reset can make a world of difference. And then a 7-minute morning routine that also includes breath work. All of those will be freebies for anybody that drops into my website. But if you are on social media, I am on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn at Tabatha, Tabatha DeBruyn. And if you just want nervous system regulation techniques, you can go to Tab Collective, TAB Collective.
Wow, that's kind of you to give all that away. Do they have to put headphones on?
To get the
Or-
full experience, when
Oh,
you come to me, I have these awesome phones that are noise canceling, and I don't know if you can see, they light up.
mhm. Yes, uh-huh.
Earbuds are just fine. And
Okay.
it's because it's surround sound. You don't know, but busy the brain by you don't know when the sounds are coming, from which direction they're coming. We do as many things as we can to help you drop in as quickly as possible. The first 10 minutes of any journey, if it's a longer journey, are the hardest because you're still in the conscious brain. Monkey mind is really, really active. After 10 minutes, you drop in and you're in flow state and your body starts to breathe itself. It's a beautiful thing. Usually, when people come out of even a very long journey, they're like, that felt like 10 minutes.
Hmm. Oh, wow. I can't wait to go online and try it.
Can't wait to meet you.
You have a new subscriber. Well, thank you so much. One more time, your website?
Tabatha.online. Tabatha.online.
Online.
Would love
Uh,
to connect with any of your listeners.
well, thank you so much. Tabitha, thank you so much for just being here today and sharing your wisdom, your heart, and the incredible healing power of breath that is truly with us every moment of our time here on earth. Um, this conversation has been, I want to say, such a beautiful reminder that transformation doesn't have to be complicated. It can begin with just one conscious breath. And to everyone listening today, I invite you to take a gentle pause after this episode. Go on Tabitha's website and download those freebies, okay? And Take a deep inhale and a slow, intentional exhale, and noticing what's shifting within you. And sometimes the smallest moments of awareness create the biggest changes. So, again, as always, remember this: protect your energy, trust your intuition, and honor your breath as a sacred ally of your healing journey. And again, thank you for listening to the Spiritual Warrior Coach and sending everybody love, light, and healing. Love, Barbara.